Warning! Warning! Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! This is a spoiler-filled video. If you've yet to see this movie, go see this movie, and then come back here to discuss spoilers with me. Why am I talking so loudly? If you have not seen my original spoiler-free video yet, you're probably going to want to go and check that out to see my opinion of this movie. Spoiler alert, I actually kind of liked it. This is basically going to be a discussion of the more spoiler and twist that happens in the Force Awakens. I know there've been like several videos talking about the spoilers, but I just felt like getting to you guys one-on-one and talk about the spoilers, what I thought of them, and what I am so excited about to see in episode 8 and episode 9 and beyond. If it goes beyond episode 9, but yeah, let's talk about the spoilers. And again, if you have not seen the movie yet, just click off this video now and pause this video, go to your local cinema, see the movie, come back, unpause this video, and we'll discuss spoilers for you. So yeah, let's talk about the big plot points in Star Wars The Force Awakens, the plot points, the twists and turns that The Force Awakens brought to us. I'm sorry, I'm trying to adjust this camera. I'll take my glasses off. So yeah, first of all, Kylo Ren. Let's talk about our villain, our big baddie. Kylo Ren is Han Solo's son. Yeah, wasn't expecting that. And apparently his name is Ben, so I guess Han and Leia must have named him after Luke's father, I'm guessing. Wait, no, that's Obi-Wan. Man, my knowledge of Star Wars is sort of muddled, especially after seeing this movie. Like, my brain is muddled. But so apparently Han and Leia named their son most likely after Obi-Wan's real name, Ben Kenobi. But so yeah, Ben Kenobi has turned to the dark side, and what I really loved about Kylo Ren as a villain is that he's incredibly, he's just as complex. He's probably even more complex than Vader was, and because he turned to the dark side, but he's not really sure, which side is better. He's not really, he's not too sure of himself. There's this sort of twisted part of his mind that has been it's been seduced by Snoke to join the dark side, but yet he may still have some light side feelings deep within him, and again, we're not really sure where it's going to go from here, especially after having him be being owned by Ren in that lightsaber battle. By the way, wasn't that cool? That was really cool. Rey standing up for Finn, who was unconscious and whatnot. That was just so good, and yeah, that was just so wonderful, and it's going to be really interesting to see where his villainness goes from here. If he's going to return to the light side or remain in the dark side, still be seduced by Supreme Leader Snoke, and see if he'll still remain in the dark side by the time the episode 8 or episode 9 is out. I don't know, but we'll see where it goes from here. Oh yeah, and also the big thing that I was not expecting, aside from the complex villain, was the death of Han Solo. My God, J.J. Abrams, what have you done? What have you done? You broke my heart, Abrams. You broke my heart. I'm just kidding. Yeah, that was a big surprise. I wasn't expecting them to kill off this character especially so early, like in the in the first of the new movies. I was expecting him to at least stick once around. I think Harrison Ford just wanted out of this saga. That explains why he's been so hesitant about talking about anything plot related in interviews, because he's been so quiet, but yeah, Han Solo dies at the hands of his own son, and my God, the way that scene was going to go, I honestly was I kind of felt they might be going this way, but I was sort of like in the back of my brain, I was thinking this. In the front of my brain, I was thinking, no, 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 no. They would never do this, especially not to one of the most beloved characters in the entire Star Wars saga. They would never do this, And you see Han, he's about to go with, Chewie to, complete the plan. I'm guessing, and and you see him following Kylo Ren, who's out on the bridge, and and you see him get to the end of the bridge and call out, Ben! And I was just sort of in my seat, just like, okay, what the heck is going on? Why is Han doing this? What? And you see all the characters like just sort of stop dead in their tracks, just like, what the heck is Han doing? What? And you see Han, going out into the bridge, to see, the person who is his son. He's going like, you've been seduced by Snoke, come home with me, of course, Kylo, takes off his mask, reveals Adam Driver, and Kylo Ren is just like, it's just like, that boy's gone. I belong to the dark side. There's something of that nature. And, and Han's just like, no, come home with me. I know there's good in you. It's, again, something along that nature. Parasailing, paraphrasing. Anyway, Han and him are on the bridge, and you see all the characters, like, just sort of like watching like dramatic tension. I'm like, no. They cannot be doing this. They cannot be going this direction. They can't. And you see Kylo pulling out his his the handle of his of his red saber, this thing, and you see him holding out the handle, and like and everyone in the audience, I'm guessing, like, assumes that, including me, assumes that like Han is gonna take it, and Kylo is gonna come with them or something like that. But that would have been like a real big like fake a real big sort of puss out moment, because I mean they wouldn't just turn him into a good guy right at that moment, and have him go home immediately. That wouldn't work. This guy has been built up to be this big baddie in this movie. We cannot let him go home. And sure enough, like everyone held their collective breath, like, okay, like, what is Han gonna do? Like, what is Kylo gonna do? What's gonna happen? And then all of a sudden you see Kylo Ren, the villain of the movie, Han Solo's son, Ben Solo, Ben Organa Solo, I'm guessing. See him put that saber in his stomach. Han goes, oh! You see the red saber sword pierce through Han's stomach, and Han's just sitting there like, it's a better choking face than I can do right now, but at that moment, everyone in the audience just sort of went like mouth agape. My God, like, if you were to see any one of those person's face, especially my face in the theater, like, it would be a perfect recreation of that famous scene on Empire Strikes Back where Luke just goes, no, and I almost sort of felt like, I almost had this feeling like in the pit of my stomach that I almost wanted to be that one person in the theater, that one person, like when that really great character, kicks the bucket, and you see him slowly dying, I was just about to, stand up, or like at least keep sitting down in the middle of the theater and just scream out at the top of my lungs, no, but I didn't want to be that person, because I knew that, because I did not hear anybody else like screaming no at that moment, so I just sort of like mouthed the words like, sort of like that, and I could not believe what I was seeing. I just sort of like, oh my God, that did not just happen. They did not just kill off one of the most beloved characters in Star Wars. They did not, and and I just sort of, and I just thought, well, that's a twist. I didn't see it coming. That has to be one of the fastest ones I've ever been pulled by any director. Even watching like films like The Hobbit, and and seeing all these characters, kick the bucket, it wasn't as dramatic because I pretty much knew their fate because I had read, the book, I pretty much knew what was going to happen to Thorin and whatnot. But again, that's a review for another thing. Anyway, yeah. So Han Solo he's been pierced by the the Red Cross sword again on this shirt, and basically, and he falls to his death, and and I actually kind of have the feeling that that he's actually that there's always been this saying that no one ever truly dies in science fiction. So, and we noticed that, for those who've seen the movie, we never see Han's dead body. So there is a slight possibility that he could make a return. I'm not saying it's a guarantee. That would just be sort of a pointless death scene if they just return him in episode 8, just like oh yeah, I'm better. That would be a total cop out. But it just sort of the scene just sort of hits you right here, man, and you see Chewie like piloting the Falcon all by himself, and you see him sort of blow up all these these stormtroopers, and all these explosions are happening, and Chewie's just shooting his gun like bad Wookiee impression, I know. And because of the loss of his friend, and you see him piloting the Falcon alone, and it really hits you right here, man. Like, oh my god, he's lost his best pilot friend. Oh my god, like tear-filled eyes. I swear, right in the theater, I had tear-filled eyes during those moments. So yeah, that was Twist Han dies. And the revelations of some of the other characters. The one character that I sort of failed to talk about was Lupita Nyong'o's character. Lupita Nyong'o is in this movie, and I actually got to talk about her in the spoiler-free review. So, sorry, Lupita. You probably can't hear me, but I'm sorry. Anyway, Lupita Nyong'o plays Maz, who is this I guess one of these these wise old sort of pilot friends of Han Solo. Again, it's all motion capture. She and she has on these pilot goggles and these what I assume are like these big sort of round sort of headphone things. I'm guessing, but and she sort of acts sort of the wise advice guy for Han, Ren, and and Finn at the cantina, and the cantina sequence I talked about in my spoiler review, my spoiler-free review. I'm sorry. God, I'm rambling. This movie is awesome. It rambled part of my brain. Go see The Force Awakens. It rambles part of your brains. Lupita Nyong'o's character sort of acts as the sort of Yoda-esque figure. I assume she's supposed to be the new sort of Yoda of this new trilogy. I assume so, because she was giving all this sort of wise advice to Ren, and Luke's in the cantina. Ren actually goes. This is right after Finn hops aboard this flight because he decides that he wants to sort of run away from the First Order and not be a part of this, and and all that, and Ren gets sort of pissed, and and she just sort of goes off on her own, and she finds this secret chamber basically in the cantina. She follows it, and she happens upon this treasure chest, a la Indiana Jones. And ironic seeing how Harrison Ford is in this, but nevertheless, she comes across this treasure chest, and she opens it, and in it is actually the saber of Luke Skywalker, the blue saber. Yeah, this whole movie basically is about the search for Luke Skywalker, basically, because Luke is, all the members of the First Order want to kill Luke to kill the last remaining Jedi and take over the universe, galaxy, type of situation. The bad guys want to take over the world, of course. Couldn't resist. Anyway, she finds Luke's saber, and when she touches it, all of a sudden the room starts to like shake and disintegrate, and all of a sudden she's in all these sort of she suddenly starts like time jumping from like the past and the what will eventually be the future, and and I assume and this actually sort of what I assume tells us a little bit of a Ren's backstory, because we see her see we she sees this little child going like, please don't go, and and I assume that's supposed to be a younger version of her from the past, a younger version of her from the past, and and she's watching this ship leave, or this ship. I assume that like the Empire is like taking like her parents, and she's being taken in by someone. I guess, or one of her parents left, and one of her parents is still with her until like years later. The parents got separated, or it's it's very confusing. But basically she sees her past self, watching this ship leave, and then all of a sudden the room turns back to normal, and soon after that, and and she, and Maz basically tells her, this blade calls for you, this is, the ones you love are not coming back, and you need to, feel the force. You need to feel the force, and and she does eventually start feeling the force. And in one scene, she gets captured by she actually winds up getting captured by Kylo Ren, and and he can't like get any information out of her about where the droid BB-8 is and where the information is hiding is, and basically she's left alone in this containment room. She's strapped to this thing, and the stormtrooper comes, and she tries using the force. Basically, she's like, you will. She doesn't do the finger thing because her fingers are restrained. Her hands are restrained, but she just sort of looks at him, sort of does the Jedi mind meld trick, and she sort of like, you will free me and keep the cell doors open. And and it works. She's actually starting to learn more about the Jedi way, and she has the power of the Force within her. So I'm guessing she's going to sort of be the next version of Luke Skywalker. I'm guessing, and I'm scrambling for guesses. She basically sort of she is now learned many ways of the Jedi, and I assume, and from the looks of the end of the movie, I want to give the spoiler away right now. Luke does not show up until the very last moment of the movie, and he doesn't get a line, but it's still just as powerful. Oh my god. The way the movie has sort of ended, basically the episode 7 going into episode 8 is Ren returns to Leia, and the team, and she decides that she wants to go. She goes on this mission with Chewie and and BB-8 and and all that, to this Jedi temple place where it's revealed that Luke has been hiding out for the past few years after feeling that he caused this one Jedi to go to the dark side or something, and Luke went into hiding ever since, basically, and she finds the this Jedi temple, this where Luke has been, I assume, working on his has been honing his Jedi skills for the past few years. Again, I'm guessing has been honing his Jedi skills, and and Rey, makes this long hike up to where Luke is, and and she stops, and you see the back of Luke's cloak, and you see him just standing there, perched over the mountain, and he slowly, basically, if I can just do this reveal really quickly, you just sort of, I will just do this with my jacket because I don't have any other visual aids. And you see him in his, in his Jedi hoodie basically, and then he slowly turns around. And you see the face of Mark Hamill, you see the face of Luke Skywalker. And he takes his hoodie off. And Rey, and Rey has, his saber in her hand, and she's, and she's about to hand it over to him basically. And Luke just sort of looks, really like dramatic, just sort of like I assume that either Luke knew that she was going to appear there, or what I'm thinking is that he sort of knows that she knows the ways of the Jedi because that's kind of the way the Force. The Jedi sort of feel other Jedi's presence and whatnot. And I'm guessing he senses something within her. I'm hazarding a guess here. But anyway, the way the film ends is that you see Rey, holding up the saber. You're not really sure. We're all not sure if Luke, has stayed in the light side of the Force, or if he's, slowly turned over to the dark side, and if he's actually, about to kill her with the saber, or if when she hands the saber over to him that he's gonna, just flat out, kill her, but you just see Rey just holding up the saber, and Luke, just sort of looking at her, and the camera does this really, really cool helicopter shot of the two of them up on this really high Jedi temple, overlooking the ocean, and then bam, ending credits. That is an awesome way to end this because not only does it create, a speculation about, where Luke is going to be like in Episode 8, or where Rey is going to be by the time Episode 8 is, I'm assuming that she's going to live because this is a strong female character, a great new addition to the Star Wars trilogy, and if they only killed her off at the one movie, I'm sure the actress won't be happy about that. But that's just. I'm guessing Luke. In Episode 8, we'll see Luke's. Where Luke lies in this whole sort of equation, and where Kylo Ren's, villainy is going to go. If Han Solo, is truly dead, or if he's, or if he, somehow manages to survive. I mean, he survived being carbonite freezing. I mean, what does a blast with a lightsaber through the stuff do? I mean, come on, science fiction, man, come on. But anyway, yeah. Bottom line is that this Star Wars had a lot of twists to it. I really did not expect them to kill off Han Solo, especially so early in this new trilogy. I probably expected them to keep Harrison Ford around for at least one more movie, because I know Harrison Ford had been wanted to kill to have Han sacrifice himself in Empire because he felt that Han had no real reason for any sort of character development because he had no future or no sort of no real Harrison Ford felt that Han Solo really had no reason to continue with this trilogy, but I hope that at least maybe we'll get some flashbacks. Maybe if they really want to keep Han dead, maybe there'll be some some flashbacks. That would be actually pretty interesting to see what Han was if Han somehow played a part in if Han's smuggling ways sort of helps with the plot of Episode 8. I don't know what Episode 8 is about, but we'll see from there. I'm really, really excited for the possibilities of this new trilogy, and this was this entire movie was well worth the wait, and one can only assume that Episode 8 is going to be just as good, if not even better than this one. But we'll see. We'll see where that lies come 2017. I still cannot believe I have to wait 2 years for, episode 8. But hey, I was able to wait, a good few years for, Force Awakens, for episode 7 to come to fruition. As a Star Wars fan, I loved The Force Awakens, and I cannot wait to see where the story goes from here. I'm really excited to see what the Star Wars universe contains, and I'm really looking forward to the spin-off movie that's coming out next year. I think I think it's actually next December or November. It's sometime around the holiday season, I think. Rogue One, a Star Wars story. From what I hear, the plot is about the rebels, going and finding the plans of the original Death Star from the original trilogy, and I'm really looking forward. That sounds interesting, and I'm just really looking forward to this new year, movies in particular, and I cannot wait to see where the Star Wars universe takes us next. So yeah, thanks for joining me for my spoiler discussion video. I think I've wasted your time for about a good, about 27 minutes, 26 minutes, about that length of time. I've talked your ear off long enough. Thank you guys for joining me for this video, and also for my spoiler-free video if you've already watched that. Again, Star Wars The Force Awakens is one of my favorites of the year. It might be right up there with Shaun the Sheep the movie. Probably like a close second. Inside Out would be number 3. But yeah, thanks guys for joining me for the spoiler video for The Force Awakens, and I will see you guys later. Take care!